Welcome to the Salt Labyrinth. My name is Hank. With me is the one true Marvel, Ben.
I'm sick of Marvels. All they ever do is fucking wreck stuff. They fly. They think they're better than us. I don't have powers, so like I kind of hate them. Oh my god, it's a fucking global threat. Marvels, help!
Uh-huh.
Oh man, we read Marvels.
Yeah, by Kurt Busiek and with art by Alex Ross.
I am so sorry that I asked if the art was like Star Wars. That was, I didn't know, but wow, offensive. The art was so fucking good, dude. It reminded me of what's his name? Is it W.C. Wythe? Is that who I'm thinking of? No, that's the wrong name. Who did the who did the illustration of Beowulf? The one that you like.
Oh.
He's done a bunch of other stuff too. I can't think of it at the moment. Did he do Frankenstein?
Yeah, he did do Frankenstein as well.
I cannot for the life of me think of his name. Yeah. Anyway, the shading reminded me of him.
Fuck.
It was very good.
I'm gonna fucking get up and look up this name.
Hell yeah.
I have to. I'll be right back.
I'll bet I can find it before Hank does. Let's see. Beowulf illustration 1930s. Oh, I got it. Lynn Ward. We got there. Oh, I'm gonna dunk.
It's Lynn Ward.
It's Lynn Ward. I got there before you did. It's on the recording.
Damn it!
It's on the recording.
Motherfucker.
I smashed that Beowulf illustration 1930s. Pow.
Fuck.
He's done it. Yeah, I'll forget again. Don't worry. We'll get another round at this.
Yeah. I mean, Lynn Ward is doing woodcuts, and this is just paintings.
Yeah. But like the shading, the lighting kind of reminded me of it a little bit.
Sure.
But it was fucking great. Like, holy shit, it was so cool.
Yeah. Alex Ross was a comic book superstar when he was active.
I mean, all the stuff with like the Human Torch in issue 0, like all that lighting, fucking the panel where all of the X-Men are like in the dark, and it's just like Cyclops' red light. Oh man,
not worth it.
Oh my god, like the art was just fucking super cool. Also, the story was like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is perfect.
I'm glad.
Yeah, like touching on the kind of flipping the deal with like heroes and the thing I was talking about however long ago with whatever thing. The webcomic I read specifically about like, oh, what can heroes do to like, dealing with questions about stuff, and this is kind of looking at like how people are interpreting superheroes and all that.
Yeah.
I fucking liked it. And it wasn't like too negative. It didn't get too like dark or fucking depressing or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
It just like showed the cyclical nature of people being dumb.
Yeah. Oh man, the one
that like
I forget. Yeah, it's later. Yeah, it must have been in book 4, in issue 4, because he's like, someone was like, oh, Galactus is back in New York, like the world's ending. I'm thinking about building a bunker again. He's like, why? The Marvels are just gonna save us, so then we'll thank them by poking them in the eye. I'm like, oh man, it was so good though.
And I like that, like the moral at the end of the story is like, I got too old. I've seen too much, too jaded. I need someone who still can like see hope in the world. Needs to do my job now.
Yeah. Take a picture of me and my wife in this newspaper boy.
Random
What's your
kid.
name? Oh man,
Just an ordinary boy.
yeah, it was. That was fucking good. Book 2 with the X-Men and the mutants, like that shit. That broke me a little.
Yeah.
Like that shit was rough. Oof.
Yeah. And that's the thing that, like, honestly, it's a thing I love about Marvel Comics. That when you can bring it out, it like really hits for me, is the juxtaposition between like the superheroes being superheroes and the X-Men existing in that same world.
Yeah.
like
I was-
the fact that at some point you have to square that circle, I kind of love it every time. It like they really go after it.
And honestly, that was like, I mean, that's what I'm drawn to for next time. I think like something. I mean, we'll get to it, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's the first time I've encountered that kind of concept. Because we've done superhero stuff, we've done X-Men stuff. I assume at some point maybe we've done something that involves a bit of both, but I don't think we've ever encountered that. Like, and even in this, I was just, I'm reading and I'm like, God damn it! Like, I can't reach through these panels and strangle people.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate the X-Men and the mutants and whatever, but like, it's like other heroes are fine.
Yeah.
And then
And like the fact that like the reason this story is structured like this is just because these were the stories that were coming out at the same time.
yeah.
Like the X-Men were just like the Sentinels were happening in the X-Men as the wedding of the Fantastic Four was happening. Like it's like that's just what was going on.
No, that shit's super cool. Like, just getting all that. Honestly, that's kind of the other thing, because there's so much going on, right? Like, we're flipping between Galactus, we're flipping between X-Men, Spider-Man, like Green Goblin and shit, the Sentinels. I'd move the fuck out of New York. I don't know why the hell people are still there. Like,
because the Marvels saved them.
Yeah, like whatever.
After that Namor wave, yeah, I don't like that. Like early on, that fucking wave on New York that Namor causes.
Yeah.
It's like fucking, I'm out of here. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Like the idea that he's kind of grappling with in the beginning. What's our main character's name? If you remember, I can't.
Phil Sheldon.
Okay.
Yeah.
His transition is just incredibly well done. Like going from the first book where he's like, he wants to be able to, he's like kind of hesitant and stuff, and he wants to, like, he needs to be a man. He needs to protect his family, and with these things here, he like can't do that, right? Like, it's just hopeless.
Yeah.
And then kind of transitioning, and at the end of that, when they're at the movie theater, I think it's the end of book 1. They're at the movie theater, and the news comes on, right? And it's like Human Torch. Yeah, that's the one where it's Human Torch and why am I blanking? Submariner, fighting the Nazis, and he's a Mariner, sure. And he's like, he has the line like, and everybody was clapping, and I was clapping right along with them, and like that whole spirit, like just him going through like these stages, and it feels so natural. Like, it doesn't feel jarring or anything. It's just like, this is a dude, like, just he's a guy.
Yeah. Like,
it was good.
The mutant hysteria breaks out, and it's just like a week earlier he's had like an encounter that's made him reconsider this, but like if this had been a week ago, he would have been right there.
Yeah.
Being crazy and racist with everybody else.
Yeah, him like going from throwing the brick and then like, Jesus Christ, this is literally a child. Like,
yeah.
And then they have the, like set against World War II just fucking happening, which obviously is like a, that's kind of the point also.
Yeah.
But like
Uh-huh.
this is just very, very well done. Yeah, seeing him go through all that shit was very good. But yeah, I don't know why the hell, like, you want to protect your family, like, fucking leave. Just take them all and get the hell out.
I mean, his family lives in the suburbs. That's like not in Manhattan, at least.
I don't know, man. Like, Galactus lands, like,
Well,
I'm like,
look,
oh, we're
Galactus.
in the suburbs.
I mean, Galactus happens. Like, fucking, you're not safe anywhere. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I want to introduce you to a little phrase called out of sight, out of mind. I'm in bumfuck Wisconsin, like Galactus lands in New York, like whatever. Think I care? No. For better or worse, I'm just putting my faith in those fucking New York assholes who keep saving the world. Whatever. It's never been a problem before.
I would say in real life, the middle of the country kind of went crazier about 9/11 than New York did. If I'm being real. If you want to like bring reality into this.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. But I think that's too
and more unreasonably given what it actually happened.
Yeah. I think it would be different though. At a certain point. I don't know
What if
9/11 happened like every fucking week? Like what if terrible things just kept happening in New York every single week,
look,
and it took superhumans to stop it?
It's like once a year. It's not necessarily once a week.
Okay,
we're condensing a lot of time into this comic.
Once a year for like the big shit, but like there's different levels, right? Like Spider-Man stopping assholes like every day. I would. It feels like there's like the city tier villains are like once a month, maybe. And then you have like your suburb tier villains. And then your global threats as you do.
Uh-huh. Look, for a while, the Avengers, they were just off in space fighting shit.
Yeah, they're just bailed. I mean, not bailed, but like they're just poof.
Yeah, they're caught up in the Kree Skrull War.
Yeah. That was good. That was good writing too, like when he's talking about like, oh, the senator who turned everyone against the Avengers turned out to be a fucking evil alien who wants to kill the Avengers.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, like this really, I'm amazed I'm not coming off of this more depressed because like it hit real close to shit in real life. Ugh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When you like, you're like, what do you need? The world to actually end?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, and then like the little mutant girl like leaves because she doesn't want the family to get hurt. I'm like, find her.
They just never saw her again.
Is she? You know what I was gonna ask? Is she anybody, or is it just like random mutant girl for the story?
I think that's just random mutant girl for the story.
That's kind of what I figured. I never know. I did see. I was, all this comic knowledge coming to me. I think it was at the. I think it was when they're at like whatever. It was like a gallery, like all the sculptures of the Avengers and shit. Mm-hmm. And that was also when like some of the mutant stuff started. That was it. Yeah, that must have been in book 2 because like there was all the mutant talk and whatever. And then there was the one panel. There's Charles Xavier in the background. And I'm like, I see him.
Uh-huh.
I see him, bald guy in a wheelchair. I know what I'm looking at.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And we read that Galactus story that happens in book 3.
The Fantastic Four Galactus thing.
Yeah.
I forgot the only thing I couldn't. What is the device? I was on like the tip of my brain. I couldn't remember what the hell was going on with that.
The ultimate nullifier.
Oh, was that the thing that made like the null field or whatever?
Yeah, it would like destroy the. It's like just an incredibly powerful weapon that would like destroy the universe or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't remember that well. He just gives it to him? What's the catch?
Like, well, he agrees to not use it, and just the Galactus agrees to leave.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's just like it's like oh, what's the fucking term for mutually assured destruction?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is what Reed is threatening him with, and he's like, and Galactus is just like, fine, I'll back off completely.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the Watcher is there as like,
oh, I didn't see the Watcher. I missed that. Or was that not in this story, but like in the original?
He doesn't have any lines. You can see him. He's like just there. Like just there's this other big bald dude standing next to Galactus, and like I think the early shot.
All right, I just didn't internalize it.
But yeah, there's just a thing like Galactus gives his word, and it's like
we also got that was the same comic.
God is good for his word.
It must have been the same comic that has like the fire in the sky and shit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I was like, that's fucking super familiar.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer is cool. He's like it's like a little Capri Sun dude. Oh.
Oh yeah, like the right after it's the Fantastic Four fight Galactus and they lose.
Yeah.
And they're like people in the hospital looking out the window, and Uatu's standing there, like the cover of the comic he's pointing.
Gotcha.
The cover of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's also because it's funny, like this project, I guess Alex Ross came up with the idea, and Kurt Busiek got attached as the writer afterwards. But like, as Alex Ross just wanted to do like some short stories throughout the history, and Kurt Busiek was like, when he started like doing research and for him like to like tie it all together, just the idea of like really making it that one story of how it progresses, and it really brings this comic together.
Oh yeah. No, this was, I mean, like, yeah, the short story thing, like, disconnected would have been fine, but this was just on another level.
Yeah. Again, like, it adds impact to like these old comic book stories that if you read them in a vacuum, even now, like, probably wouldn't hit as hard. But like in my brain, because of context of comics, like they hit harder for me now and stuff.
I think it was also just cool seeing the kind of like the origin stuff that they made for this. Like shit just starts appearing, you know? Like, oh, you got the Human Torch, and it's like the first thing, like, oh man, like during the fight, like that poor guy, they melted that poor guy's car. And you fucking skip to book 4, and it's like, Jesus Christ, they're in another galaxy. It's just all this stuff. It was just seeing that progression was cool. Man, what a good fucking comic.
It's really good. It's just like, it's a good idea, really well done.
Yeah. Oh,
and I just love it. You see like how constantly Namor is switch sides.
Oh my god.
He goes from being a hero to being like threatening the whole world. That's just Namor.
You know what? Speaking of him, what is the deal with with Gwen Stacy in this, because there's one line, like as soon I'm like, oh, anytime Gwen shows up, now I'm just like, oh no, like I don't fucking trust it. And she goes off the bridge, and there's a fucking like the snap. For what this is referencing, there's like a throwaway line in here about like, oh, they said it was the shock of the fall that killed her, but I saw what I saw. Is it one or the other? Was that like are they just trying to soften that a little, or what? If you know.
No, it's just like in the comic, she falls off the bridge, Spider-Man hits her with the webbing, and that snap sound effect is there. Okay. So they're like, that's like fan theory stuff of like, did like she actually die right when Spider-Man's web hit her and her neck snapped?
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't, there was nothing like, or did like, was she already dead from the height of the fall or whatever? But
I mean, yeah. It's irrelevant.
It's fucking superhero comics. It could be whatever.
Yeah.
It just happens to be the way that they drew it. The point was she died.
Yeah.
From falling off a bridge.
Yeah. I mean, that was not even.
But Kurt Busiek is the kind of writer who's like in tune with those kind of fan.
Gotcha.
Like,
and I mean even like even our guy is like the headline said it was the height of the fall, but I saw it.
Yeah. Like, this is comics about comics. 100%.
Well, and it, like, it's interesting just because I don't know that I've read. I don't know that we've actually read any Spider-Man stuff where like she just dies outright. We've done stuff where there's like universes where that happened or whatever, but we haven't. I don't think we've done any of this stuff where she outright just eats shit.
Well, she ate shit in Amazing Spider-Man 2, that movie we watched.
Oh right.
They did that in that movie. I think that's the version we've seen.
Yeah. I forget what happened there. She just hit the. Does he web her, or does she just hit the ground?
I think he webs
during
her.
the fight
I think
or whatever. Same deal.
The same thing happens, but
okay.
I honestly, you could tell me fucking anything happens.
I think
the main visual that I remember is Dennis Leary. Ghost fucking silently judging Peter.
Yeah,
that's the visual that lodges in my brain from that movie.
I think he. It's coming back to me. I'm pretty sure he webs her, but she like hits the ground. Like it doesn't catch in time. It's not like a snap thing where her neck breaks or whatever. But she hits the ground anyway.
Yeah.
It was too late.
Yeah. In the original, it's like exactly the way Alex Ross is redoing it here. Of that her head going back at that little snap effect and the web hitting her foot.
I don't remember any of those fucking movies. Specifically Amazing Spider-Man. I don't remember jack shit from them.
It's fair. They're not good movies. They're not worth remembering.
It's like I still have trouble even picturing the guy's face, Andrew Garfield. Like I don't know. I just can't. I can get there, but it takes a minute because there's too many people that look like him. Anyway, he's
what Spider-Man used to look like in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, but now they've replaced him with a face that looks more like
Tom Holland.
New Spider-Man. Yeah, he looks more like Tom Holland.
Fucking new Spider-Man. Put some respect on his name.
I mean, he's been Spider-Man for a while. When was
a long time ago, like 100 years ago.
2016.
Yeah,
like 7 years.
100 fucking years ago.
This is a long time.
It's like the longest time. That's like 20. If something was in 2016, that's like the longest you can possibly go back. Like 2015 feels closer than 2016 because that's when the timeline crumbled.
That is he has been Spider-Man for more time than there was between Spider-Man 3 and him becoming Spider-Man.
Man, I saw a thing with Andrew Garfield. An interviewer was like, "Is there any word or like possibility of Amazing Spider-Man 3?" And he's like, "Where were you people?" Like nobody was asking this back in the day.
No.
Yeah. No, this was a very good thing. The Gwen Stacy thing was like just watching the guy's reaction and like how that like broke him and his view of like going from because Spider-Man will save her because he always does, and then shit,
ignoring that Captain Stacy had died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like not that much earlier. But yeah. But also this is like era where like Gwen Stacy died and then just wasn't in comics anymore, compared to like modern stuff has done a lot more with her, and like the whole Spider-Gwen thing.
I mean, Spider-Gwen
Like this is like
great.
this is Spider-Gwen is great. But this is like, I just mean this is like fucking Gwen Stacy's the Virgin Mary or whatever era.
Yeah.
She's like a holy figure in this comic book.
True. Yeah.
Rather than like a character.
Yeah. I mean, the dude met her and his fucking entire worldview was brought out from the depths, and then she died and he just fucking spiraled. Yeah, as far as like where to go next, like, I'm feeling X-Men. Here's the thing. I want more of like the mutant analogy sort of shit, and them with like superheroes, and like people hate mutants but love the superheroes, and like racism, I guess. Speciesism? I don't know which it would be, but we'll say racism against
bigotry.
Mutants. Bigotry. Heyo. Like that idea, but I still don't want it to be like super dark. I guess. I want a little bit. Or something like this where it's like, what's the word? Is poignant the right word for this? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, it makes me think, I got to put it down and I got to like think about stuff for a while. But I don't want to put it down and be like, we're fucked. The world is garbage.
Yeah.
But I think definitely like X-Men got me in the X-Men mood. And then I start, because I still think about, we read House of X, right? Or the first chunk of it.
Hoxpox. House of X, Powers of 10.
Oh, right.
Powers of X, but it's Powers of 10.
Yeah. Naturally.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I like that shit. I'm like, man, yeah, I could go for more of this.
Yeah. Uh-huh. My big thing with X-Men is just, I see the era of X-Men comics that got me in is like, I see it as like a unit, so I would want to start at like the beginning of that.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot, so it's a big project, and like it's like all builds up to Avengers vs. X-Men as like a big event.
Gotcha.
Basically. But there's a lot of groundwork and stuff that goes into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be like other things in the same vein, or if there's more like human perspective stuff or something kind of adjacent to that. Or maybe, like the kind of following the thread of being completely disillusioned with shit, and then kind of getting that back, like I don't know, if there's a hero or mutant, whichever, super person that was doing their shit. The world kept dumping on them for like saving the world, but oh no, we broke buildings or whatever, and then they're fucking out, and then they get back in because there's something happened. Like, I don't know, they talk to a small child or something.
I think the move is to do the big Alex Ross comic for DC, which is Kingdom Come.
Okay.
And that, because that kind of starts out with like the old heroes of like Superman and Batman have like Superman's disappeared or whatever, and like these new heroes arrive, and then Superman comes back.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And there's like this normal dude in the center of it too.
Hell yeah.
Has that stuff going on. So I think we'll just do that and then figure something else out after.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that will unlock new stuff.
Yeah. Now that now that I've opened the Alex Ross thing, I feel like we should do the other big one.
Yeah.
The other one that's a good story.
Yeah. I was thinking earlier today. It would be kind of fun as a person like listening to these, or even just the idea of like me looking back at these episodes and like even just looking at the titles or whatever. And like, it's fun because you get to follow a thread, Like, you're just going like, how the fuck why are you doing this? Well, it's easy. It's just 20 episodes of Foundation.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It was just a fun
Yeah.
thought. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Salt Circle Podcast, gmail.com. Salt Circle Pod on Twitter. Anchor.fm. So Salt Circle probably still works. I don't know for how long that'll work. I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I'm not on Twitter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.